and welcome back to New, Old, and Songs Untold. I am Nick, joined with Anna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We're talking about Disney songs.
We
so
are.
I'm
we
excited.
are. This is episode 42, I believe, and we are doing our top 10 favorite Disney songs, part one out of probably a bunch because there's a billion Disney songs.
There's so many, and there's only going to be more to come. So I mean, we got time to.
So I guess we'll start. What did you think going into this episode?
I was, like I said, very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Disney. I love Disney movies and songs, and I work with children, so my whole entire life right now is just listening to Disney songs. What do you think going into this episode?
What I thought was that we were sheltered from Disney movies growing up, so I didn't know many Disney songs until
I know, I'm so embarrassed
until
sometimes.
older. I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies,
No.
honestly.
Yeah.
I've seen more now, older. Older.
I've watched more Disney movies as an adult than I
Facts.
did as a child.
So I'm excited to go over the list because
it's kind of exciting because most of these are not nostalgia picks. They're like generally like I like this as a fully grown adult.
mine are nostalgic has really nothing to do minus one pick for me.
Okay,
like
yeah.
nostalgic has nothing to do with it other than I enjoy the song. And I think like Disney songs, like because Disney songs are different because it's more of a production than anything, I think. But I think if the right Disney song can just hit you right in the feels, then it's like that's what makes, I think, a good Disney song.
Absolutely.
So all right, let's get right into the list. What do we have for our control list?
Yeah, the list is just a top 10 Disney songs from
A website.
Website that does top 10s.
Nice.
Very reputable source.
Yes.
So number 10 on this list is Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
So I wonder if these are gonna be all like basic picks. That's a good song though.
They're okay. They got some variety. I think it'll be good.
That's a good song.
Love
I
that
would say.
song. All right, we'll go into my number 10.
What is it?
My number 10 is Love is an Open Door from Frozen. So it came out in 2013, which is crazy. That does not seem that long ago, but that was kind of a long time ago.
Yep.
So it was written by Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez, and it was sang by Kristen Bell and Santino Fontana. It's basically just like a duet love song, a parent love song between Anna and Hans. That didn't really work out in the end. Spoiler alert.
I guess spoiler alert for any movie we talk about, but all these movies are older. So
Yeah, I don't feel bad about spoiling.
No spoiler alert.
But yeah, this is just an insanely catchy song. It's a really fun song, and I feel like this kind of like was like when like this and Tangled is when Disney was kind of rebooting their stuff.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
And, for like the next generation, and it's really good. I love this song so much. But that is Love is an Open Door for my number 10.
Well, speaking of Tangled, my number 10 is I See the Light off of Tangled.
Yeah, you're gonna
Came
see
out
that
in
again.
2010. This is the two leads, Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi, sing it. It was written by composer Alan Menken and lyricist Glenn Slater for Disney for the film. I really like the the lyrics is describing the kind of developing romantic relationship between Rapunzel and Flynn, and I really enjoy this song. I think I've seen this movie quite a bit because this is our brother's favorite Disney movie.
Yeah, 100%.
And I swear we've seen this like camping when we were like we camping.
Not like that young, but still.
Not young, but like still like probably when I was in high school, maybe a little younger.
Such a
we
good
just
movie.
watch it on the like mini DVD player.
Yes. I feel like this is like a really underrated Disney movie, and I don't know why. Like maybe it's not, but like
I don't know. I feel like we've just seen it like a ton. I don't know if it's actually like people like it, but that is my number 10. I See the Light off of. I guess we'll just go where it's from. So from Tangled.
Yes. All right, on to number 9. So number 9 for the list is When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio. Never seen Pinocchio, but I know that song. It's a pretty famous song.
I think I know the song.
You would know it if you heard
I also
it, I think.
don't think I've ever seen a full thing Pinocchio.
No,
Might have
definitely
watched
not.
clips in like elementary school in music class or
Yeah.
something. But
They actually like redid this song for Avengers 2 Age of Ultron for like the promos and stuff.
I don't remember that.
Ultron like sings it in a
I
really
don't.
creepy
I
way.
don't remember
Because
that.
he's like, I'm a real boy
Yeah.
now. Because he like
That's
cuts
weird.
cuts the strings from.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
It a scary song in that context. Ooh. All right, so my number 9. This one is probably, you probably don't know this song, but it's Le Festin from Ratatouille.
Yes, I Ratatouille is fantastic.
So Ratatouille, it doesn't, it's a Disney Pixar song, or movie, so it doesn't have like as many musical numbers. But it came out in 2007. It was written by Michael Giacchino. I don't know how to pronounce that. And it's sang by someone called Camille. And it's all in French. It's basically just like this like really French sounding Paris song. And I looked up what the lyrics actually translated. So the first verse, it translates into, the dreams of lovers are like good wine. They give joy or even sorrow. Weakened by hunger, I am unhappy. Stealing on my way everything I can because nothing in life is free. I was like, what?
Wow.
That's some deep stuff right there.
It is.
For Ratatouille. But yeah, it's such a great movie. And this song, it kind of like really sets a mood for the whole thing. You know, being in Paris and kind of like the restaurant scene. It feels like you're in a French cafe when you listen to
I'm
this.
shocked they haven't made a second Ratatouille yet.
Right? Oh, that movie, it's probably one of my favorite Disney
That's
movies.
good.
I love
That's
that
good.
movie. But that is Le Festin. Le Festin. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
That's
it's my number
close
9
enough.
from
All right.
Ratatouille.
My number 9 is A Whole New World from Aladdin. I just like the
I've
song
never
in
seen
general.
Aladdin.
So I've seen Aladdin. The original Aladdin is one of the few Disney movies, like the older ones, that I've actually seen.
I've
and
only
then
seen the clip with the genie, the song "Friend Like Me." That's the
and
only thing
then
I've seen.
the remake, the live action remake. Obviously this song is in both movies. The original is by Brad Kane and Leah Slow. Not even gonna try.
Just giving up.
They played the leads as Aladdin and Jasmine, and the new one it was Mia Musto and Naomi Scott played the same Aladdin and Jasmine. They both sing in both versions, both the actresses and actors. It's such a great song. So it shows like kind of he's showing Jasmine like what life like could be, kind of like away from her comforts and whatnot in the castle. It's basically the
Is that when they're on the carpet?
Yep.
Nice.
It's like the theme song of the movie. It's the general. It won a Grammy for Song of the Year at the 36th annual Grammy Awards.
So many Disney movies have won like big awards like that, which is.
But this is the only one to win a
fascinating.
Grammy for Song of the Year. So they win a lot of other musical.
Yeah, I think usually like in Oscars and stuff they win stuff.
But yeah, it's this is such a great song. Both like I said, both the old and new version.
Do you have like a favorite? Which version you like best?
I listened to them and they
sound
did
the same.
very similar, very similar.
They sound the same.
They do sound very similar. Probably the older one, but it's too close to even call. So
that's fair.
That's my number 9, A Whole New World from Aladdin.
All right, on to number 8.
8.
So number 8 for the list is Reflection from Mulan.
Classic. Classic.
Just both like classic at the same time. Yeah. Christina Aguilera sang a version of that song. Pretty good. My number 8 is also from Mulan. It is I'll Make a Man Out of You.
That's also on my list.
Yes, I love this song. So it came out in 1998, the year I was born.
They didn't have it in the new version, by the way.
They didn't?
No.
They didn't
have
watch
like
that.
any. They didn't have like. It was weird. It was like a non-singing Disney movie. There's like no songs.
Oh, did they have any songs or no? I knew they took out the little dragon guy.
No.
and apparently people were upset about it.
That was why the movie was just not great.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
anyways.
So this is written by David Zappel and Matthew Wilder, and it's sang by Donny Osmond. It basically details Captain Leach. I don't actually know what their names are.
Li Shang?
Yeah. His efforts to train his crew of soldiers into a fighting force capable of defending Imperial China from the Huns. Which I don't know if any of this is historically accurate, but it's such an interesting concept for a Disney movie.
It is.
Who came up with that?
It is.
But yeah, this song is just so empowering. It just gets me hyped up, and it has a very catchy driving sound, and it's one of those songs that I hadn't watched the movie for a really long time, but I knew the song just because it was just such a good song. I have watched Mulan now, and actually pretty decent movie. I was pleasantly surprised.
I like it. The animated one.
Yeah, but that's I'll Make a Man Out of You for my number 8.
All right, my number 8 is Go the Distance from Hercules.
I was hoping you would pick a Hercules song just so I could bash Hercules.
I'm not saying I enjoyed the movie because I don't even want to talk about it. So Hercules came out in 1997. Those songs
Just
by
move right
Roger
past
Bart. It was nominated for Academy Awards. What a lot of them get nominated for Best Original Song and a Globe and Gold Award for Best Original Song. But funny enough, both awards went to My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion because it's the same year
How can you
as
compete?
Titanic.
That's just
rough. It did peak at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Crazy for back then, because that happens nowadays, because they make specific pop versions of it.
But this was
I don't know if they did that back then.
They did normally it was just whatever the actor. They hired an actor or voice actor who could also sing.
Yes.
So
who was semi. Well, the voice actors can always sing, but they remix it to make it a pop version.
Sometimes I don't know when they started doing that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean they did it for Mulan, but I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't know.
They did it for the 2020 version, the version last year too.
Let It Go was a big Demi Lovato
and
then that became a hit.
This song's awesome. I love this song. Hercules the movie is the most inaccurate to any original mythology of all time. It's hilarious how inaccurate it is.
I know.
But I also watch it with a different lens, loving mythology. So I know the story of Hercules pretty well. So
yeah, I think I just should go back and watch it. I remember we watched it one time.
And I fell asleep.
I think we both fell asleep. It was just not engaging, but I think
Hercules also a terrible character to have Disney movie on because he's not a good guy.
Well, in the movie he's fine, but in mythology not so much.
Anyways, song is awesome, and it's a very inspirational song though.
What's the first song? Is that Zero to Hero or something?
Yes,
I like that song. That's a pretty decent.
I listened to both of them, but I like this one better. This one's kind of talking about him trying to go all the way to kind of be somebody, and it's a pretty interesting. It's kind of the same theme of Zero to Hero, but the whole movie's kind of that theme.
Yeah, I like the one. I think it's Zero to Hero when they're on the pot and they're singing.
They're the other song, the love song with what's her
Meg.
Yeah, she sings a song that's pretty good in that too. I remember. So, anyways,
I'll have to revisit Hercules.
So that's my number 8, Going the Distance. This episode's gonna be so long, by the way, since we're just gonna talk about this.
We got opinions. All right.
So on to number 7.
Yeah, number 7, also from Hercules. I Won't Say I'm in Love. I think that's the love song.
Yep, that's the one I was talking about.
There we go. Came full circle.
All right, what's your number 7?
All right, my number 7 is Some Things Never Change from Frozen 2. I don't know if you remember this song. I've now heard it a million times at work, but
when in the movie does it play?
It's the second song. Okay. It's the upbeat, happy one when they're reintroducing the characters.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so it's written by Christian Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. It came out in 2019, obviously, and it's sang by basically the whole cast. Josh Gad, Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel, the other guy, Jonathan Groff. And it's basically Anna's comparing the changing seasons with how their lives will hopefully always stay the same, but they're kind of inevitably going to change. And and like you kind of bounce back throughout the characters where like Kristoff is planning to
Mm-hmm.
engage, and Elsa's hearing the weird voice singing thing. But I just love the sound of this song because it's so upbeat. It has like a really upbeat piano. And it's just like the happy song in this movie because some of them get pretty sad in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's Some Things Never Change for my number 7.
My number 7 is also a Frozen song, but it's
Oh.
Let It Go.
From the
By-
OG.
From the OG by Indina Menzel.
Yeah.
2013 this movie came out. It peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The music and lyrics were composed by husband and wife songwriting team Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez.
All right.
Apparently they were just walking I think in like New York or something, and they were at a park like somewhere by wherever they lived, and they kind of thought of the song like as like not thinking as like Elsa as like the villain, but kind of like what she would be going through in the situation, because at that point in the movie she kind of is a villain in a way, but they kind of wrote it more based off like how she would be
Not
reacting,
how people are like viewing her,
but how she's actually feeling going through it.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a very interesting way to look at that. I know this is probably the most popular Frozen song.
It's probably the most popular Disney song ever.
Probably.
I feel like that song was everywhere in like 2013.
And that's partially, I think, why I picked it. But I do enjoy the song
Yeah.
quite a bit. Plus, I can play it on the saxophone. So
There you go.
that is my number 7, Let It Go.
All right.
On to 6.
Number 6 is Let It Go from Frozen.
Oh, there we go.
My number 6 is I See the Light from Tangled. So you already talked about this one a little bit. Yeah, it's in the movie. It's it's the romantic duet when Rapunzel finally like achieves her lifelong dream of seeing the floating lanterns, and Eugene realizes that like money isn't like the only thing he should be after, and that there's more to life and whatnot. And did you mention that it was nominated for Best Song at the Academy Awards?
I'm gonna be honest, I did not.
Okay, well it was nominated, but it lost to We Belong Together from Toy Story 3, which I don't even remember what that song is. So got snubbed for sure. But yeah, it's a very like gentle and beautiful song. It's very like uplifting. Yeah, it's a really, really pretty song, and that's I See the Light for my number 6.
All right, my number 6 is How Far I'll Go from Moana. Came out in 2016. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I know it's on somebody's list high up there. I think this is probably my favorite like newer Disney song.
Yeah.
The rest of my list is all old nostalgic picks. So
I love Moana.
this song's really good.
That movie is like one of my favorites.
Her voice is fantastic in this song.
Yes.
And I get to have you pronounce the actress because I
Yeah, I
cannot.
don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's a Louis Caravaggio. I don't know, something like that.
But yeah,
I feel bad, but I just am bad at pronouncing things.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite. There's a song not on my list that I'm very hard not to put on, and it was Coco's main song.
Remember Me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's such a good song. I love that movie. But Moana, it's such a good I think an underrated Disney movie, especially newer one, because it kind of went like the weird like time right after Frozen.
It was like their first big hit after Frozen, I think. And yeah, amazing movie.
It's really good. So that was my number 6, How Far I'll Go.
All right. On to number 5.
Yes.
So number 5 for the list is Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. I know I've seen Pocahontas, but I don't remember anything that happens. But I like this song. It's a good song. My number 5 is Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. This came out in 1989, which is kind of crazy. Seems weird because like when you're growing up, it's just like a staple in like movies. But the cat came out a long time ago.
I've never seen Little Mermaid.
I've never seen the whole thing.
Neither
I
have
just
I.
know like all the songs for whatever reason. But this was written again by Alan Menken and then also Howard Ashman, and it's sang by Samuel E. Wright. And this is basically when like Sebastian the crab is singing, kind of warning Ariel that despite her curiosity, she's best off staying under the sea. And apparently it's inspired by a song called The Beautiful Briny Sea from the 1971 film Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And it's done in like that like calypso style where that's popular in like the Caribbean. It's kind of a cool sounding song in and of itself. And the composer and the lyricist went on to win the Academy Award for Best Original Song with this track. I almost picked Part of Your World from Little Mermaid. I tried to not do too many that were from the same movie, just to have some variety. Because that song is really good too. I really like that one. But this one's just so like colorful and exciting, and it's just kind of more of a fun song. But that is Under the Sea for my number 5.
All right, my number 5 is one you already talked about. I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan.
Nice.
And you kind of came out in 1998. You kind of said everything I was going to say about it. So
yeah.
That is my number 5. I'll Make a Man Out of You.
All right, on to number 4 is also I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan.
Ooh.
On the list.
All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Circle of Life from The Lion King. This song, I feel like just like separate from the movie even, it's just such a good song. Like the content and like the lyrical meaning and stuff is just so cool. But it came out in 1994, and it was sang by Carmen Twilly, and it was written by Tim Rice and Elton John. So this is the movie that Elton John was involved with.
Yep.
Probably why it's so good. But it has, that iconic beginning, and it's, it's not in, I don't know I think it's in Zulu or something. I don't remember what language it is, but I translated it because I was very curious. The part when he is like, "Ah, Savannah," and then he holds up Simba. Apparently it says, "Here comes a lion, father. Oh yes, it's a lion. Here comes a lion, father. We're going to conquer. A lion and a leopard come to this open place." And I was like, that's so crazy. I've never even thought that, like, what...
Yeah.
I've never thought about, like, oh, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, it's just such an epic and beautiful song that expresses, like, the universality of, like, experiences in life. And I feel like it's such a crazy way to open a movie. And that whole scene is so cool, like how the animals are, like, bowing and... yeah, it's such a great song. That is Circle of Life, my number 4.
All right, my number 4 is You've Got a Friend in Me, off of Toy Story.
Classic.
Originally, the first one, obviously, by Randy Newman, 1996. It's in Toy Story. I think it's in all of them, honestly.
Probably.
So I know it's played. So it's played in the opening credits in Toy Story, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4. And the second one, I think it is somewhere in the movie. But it kind of established the importance of Woody and Andy in the first film, especially like to the characters, to Woody, to Andy, and vice versa. And I think like kind of shows like it's such a good song for the aspect of the movie because it's a very theme that goes throughout all. I haven't seen the fourth one.
Yeah,
I will say at least to the third one.
I don't know how they made another one.
I don't know. The third one was
it was amazing.
It was good. But these are just classic, like, feel good. I have seen these Toy Story 1, 2, and 3.
That one.
I've seen one numerous of times, and remember being like a child and being scared of like the Sid scene and like
when he's like making all those weird mutated like creature toys.
This is probably the first Disney movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's a
Toy
Disney
Story.
Pixar.
Yes,
so it's not like Disney,
no,
but yeah,
no. And this song's just classic. The rest of my picks are all just, I think, nostalgic classic picks. So
nice.
That is my number 4. You've Got a Friend in Me.
All right, on to number 3. So number 3 for the list is Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. great song.
All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
I almost put this on my
list. So this is kind of like the opening song. I think it's the first song in the movie.
It is. It's the first scene. Yep.
So good.
It's like introducing her as a character. And
yeah. So it's sang by Emma Watson. I'm going with the live action version because I haven't really seen the animated version ever.
It's a shot-for-shot remake. It's almost, but yeah, I really like the Emma.
But I almost
had this on my list.
Yeah, it's really good. It came out in 2017, and the original obviously is written by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken. I'd never heard of Alan Menken before, but apparently he composed like every single Disney song. Mm-hmm. Did not know that. Kind of crazy, but so the song expresses kind of how like Belle wants more out of life than like the small town experience. And just like how different she is compared to the rest of the people. And it's really cool opening song. Like you said, it kind of like introduces the characters and it sets the stage kind of in like a chaotic and exciting way. Almost more like a traditional musical would do.
It definitely is a very like I think like Beauty and the Beast in general is very musical. Like
it has more like traditional kind of music, like stage theater musical.
It seems like
a
musical that they put. It does like the whole thing is more musical.
Because some of them are
based.
more like animated movies. They put music with, but this one's definitely sounds more traditional. But yeah, I love that song. I love all the different little parts that are going on. And Emma Watson has a pretty amazing voice, which I did not know before this movie. But that is Belle for my number 3.
My number 3 is a song you kind of you mentioned for the list that we're going through, and that's "Colors of the Wind" from Pocahontas.
The other day when I called you, I heard it in the background. And I was like, that's a good song.
Sung by Judy Kuhn. It peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. It is written by one and only composer Alan Menken and Stefan Schwartz. It's the film's theme song, Pocahontas. Is originally recorded by her, actually, and then there was a pop ballad that was that's more the song pop ballad also recorded by her, I believe.
Oh, okay. They just kind of changed the production.
The song's about kind of like respecting nature and kind of like it's a very like deep song.
I love that song. Yeah, it's very intense and
it's
emotional.
got the very like new age kind of spirituality kind of like feel to it. Kind of like the I especially think for the 90s it's interesting, like, or for a Disney movie to to respect like why, like basically asking like John Smith, why did he come here, like what are you doing kind of thing, and that'd be the theme of the colonialism. It's a very powerful song. It really is. And like her voice is so good. Like it's such a good like this is one I was kind of like talking about, like what a Disney song is supposed to do. Yeah, and it definitely
it's interesting because it pulls on the heartstrings, but it's not about like another person.
No.
Which I think is what makes it so interesting as a song. That one and Just Around the River Bend from Pocahontas.
They were both really like, I was like in between, like you said, I didn't want to pick two from one movie, so I was in between. One of them were going to be in the spot, and I went with Colors of the Wind. It also won the Academy Award for Best Original Song and Grammy Award for Best Song Written for a Motion Picture, and a Globe Award all in the same year. So
wow,
that was my number 3, Colors of the Wind.
All right,
on to number 2.
Number 2. So number 2 for the list is Circle of Life from The Lion King. My number 2.
What was your number 2?
So we said we weren't going to have doubles on certain movies, but I cheated on this song.
What is it?
So it is When Will My Life Begin from Tangled. So
that's also a good one though too.
So good. It's the opening song.
Again, I think we're the only two that've seen Tangled as much as.
I know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so it came out in 2010. It was written by Glenn Slater and Alan Menken, and sang by Mandy Moore. And it kind of just explains how like Rapunzel wants to change the boring life she's led in the tower, because her mother's kind of like trapped her there. She wants to see the floating lights that appear every year on her birthday. But it's literally like, I mean, it starts with like an acoustic guitar, and then It's one of the most upbeat Disney songs ever. Like it's just so catchy. And yeah, I feel like it's got a lot of heart, but it also just sounds really amazing. And yeah, the song gets me pretty hyped. I really like this song. It also is very relatable in a quarantine situation.
True.
Because it's just her going around the house doing a million activities, and then like 15 minutes go by and she's like, what am I supposed to do now?
True. So true.
Yeah, but that is When Will My Life Begin for my number 2.
So my number 2 is The Bare Necessities from The Jungle Book, 1967 by Phil Harris.
Yeah.
The Jungle Book is not my favorite Disney movie. My favorite Disney movie is yet to be talked about.
I think I know what your number one is, yeah.
So, The Bare Necessity, or The Jungle Book is probably my, I don't know, easily, like, top 3 Disney movies for me. I don't know quite. It might be number 2.
Yeah, I can't say I think I've definitely seen
watched it quite
the original one, but I don't really remember.
And used to play the
well.
video game back in the day on the, I forgot what the console was, but...
Nintendo something.
Nintendo, like, NCS or something.
NES.
I don't NES or something. But this song is such, like, I even love the new one. Bill, who plays Blue? It's Bill Murphy. No,
Bill Murphy.
Bill.
Is it Bill Murray?
Bill Murray.
I don't know.
It is Bill Murray. Bill Murphy. Yeah, that was close. It is Bill Murray, but his version is so good too. It's just like such a relaxing / like just chill song, and you look it up.
Oh, I was just looking to see if that's who it was because I could not remember.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
it's Bill Murray. Yeah.
Yep.
That live action is pretty good too.
Yeah, I watched that one.
There was like a couple made though, I think. Yeah, there was another one called like Mowgli. Yeah.
No, the live action one.
We're talking about.
I don't remember what that one's called.
Is it called just The Jungle Book?
I think it's just called The Jungle Book. Yeah.
That one's good.
That one's good, but the only thing that weirded me out was like the giant monkey that was like Christopher Walken. And it just looked like Christopher Walken as a monkey. Kind of freaked me out.
But yeah, that was my number 2, The Bare Necessities.
All right. So we're not doing honorable mentions for this one.
Because we're probably going to do another list at some point.
Yep. So we will go on to the number 1 for the list, which is A Whole New World from Aladdin.
It was on my list, so
yes,
not surprising.
You just stared blankly. I didn't know.
I was like thinking. I was like, wait, that's the one I picked.
Yeah.
So what's your number 1?
Yeah. So my number 1 is How Far I'll Go from Moana. So you talked about this one already. It came out in 2016.
Briefly, I was gonna let you do all the talking about it.
Sang by a person I can't pronounce. And so it kind of expresses her internal struggle between her desire to like stay on the island and to lead as chief, and her dream of leaving the island to explore the ocean. I don't know if you mentioned, but it's nominated for Academy Award for Best Original Song, and it won the award for Best Song Written for Visual Media Award at the Grammy Awards. So it was pretty critically acclaimed. And so it was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he apparently said he literally locked himself in his childhood bedroom at his parents' house to write the lyrics for it, because he wanted to get the angstiest possible place. I thought that was hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Because, yeah, it is pretty, like, a little bit angsty. I think it has some, like, what I like most about it has like very honest like emotional sentiment to it, like wanting to do things that your parent or your family or your parents don't necessarily agree with, and whether to like follow your heart and whatnot. And I think that was one of the reasons that I like Moana so much. It's just it has different themes than a lot of the other Disney movies. It's like someone trying to find out the balance between being who you're quote unquote supposed to be or being who you want to be kind of thing. And it's a Disney princess that's not like, okay, do I want to be with this prince or not? It's like, it's her dream of like
and
exploration.
The Rock is pretty fantastic in the movie.
Yes. Who knew that The Rock would be amazing at like singing and also just like playing in it, like, and as
A voice
animated,
actor,
yeah.
voice actor, yeah.
But yeah, it's such a powerful and like it's so pivotal in the plot, and yeah, I love this song. It is "How Far I'll Go" from Moana. It has a pop version too. I don't remember who sings it. Alicia Cara or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh no, but that one's pretty good too. Can I guess your
yes,
number
you
one?
can guess.
Is it Udalali from
It is.
Robin Hood?
It is Untitled from Robin Hood.
I saw that coming.
It's the opening scene from the movie, sung by Roger Miller. This is my favorite Disney movie. Still is to this day. The song is basically kind of just the opening scene when Robin Hood and Little John are walking through the forest,
yes.
as it says in the song. But
What a day.
kind of explaining like what they're seeing for the first like minute, and I love it because it's such like a, it's almost like a Western kind of
It kind of is like almost like a folk song.
almost like a folk song, but also like he made it with a tone that like seems medieval.
Yeah,
it's very weird. It's very strange. Like
I love the beginning when it has like just the whistling.
Mm-hmm.
I
yes,
love that part.
It's like such a like. I don't know. Maybe that's because it came out in Robin Hood, and that's what I just imagined. But it seems like that's the kind of song you'd hear for that era, even though it's probably not. But I'm just saying that's what I would think of is that tone of a song. And I had to pick a song. There's not actually many songs from Robin Hood. I think there's like.
Yeah, no, I can't think of another one, honestly.
I don't know if there is another one, quite honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not really one of the musical ones,
Yes.
for sure. But it's my favorite Disney movie, so I had to pick this song.
I almost put that on my list. It was very close. I really
and it's
like
only
that
like
song.
a minute long, but so that was my number one, Udalali.
All right, should we run back through our top
Let's
10?
do it.
So my number 10 was "Love Is an Open Door." My number 9 is "Le
Say from where it's
Festine."
from.
"Love Is an Open Door" is from Frozen. "Le Festine" is from Ratatouille. My number 8 is "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. My number 7 is "Some Things Never Change" from Frozen 2. My number 6 is "I See the Light" from Tangled. My number 5 is "Under the Sea" from Is it The Little Mermaid or is it Little Mermaid? I think it's The Little Mermaid.
I'm not sure.
Anywho, my number 4 is "Circle of Life" from The Lion King. My number 3 is "Belle" from Beauty and the Beast. My number 2 is "When Will My Life Begin" from Tangled. And my number 1 is How Far I'll Go from Moana.
Alright, my number 10 is "I See the Light" from Tangled. My number 9 is "A Whole New World" from Aladdin. Number 8 is "Go the Distance" from Hercules. Number 7 is "Let It Go" from Frozen. Number 6 is "How Far I'll Go" from Moana. My number 5 is "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. Number 4 is "You've Got a Friend in Me" from Toy Story. Number 3 is "Colors of the Wind" from Pocahontas. Number 2 is "The Bare Necessities" from The Jungle Book. And number 1 was "Udalali" from Robin Hood.
All right.
So what you think after kind of developing a list, I guess?
I mean, I wasn't really surprised by anything because I kind of knew all the ones that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of fun going through and seeing just how many amazing songs there are from Disney because there's so many that you just forget even exist, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah. Because I feel like even if you haven't seen the movie, a lot of the times you've still heard the songs.
I can attest to that because
Yeah.
I don't remember like a great example, Colors of the Wind. I've seen Pocahontas. I don't remember much anything about the movie, but
Yeah,
I've
me
heard Colors of the Wind and the Just Around the Riverbed.
Yep.
I know those songs. So
They're
I
just
don't
so like
remember...
a part of like pop culture that like you can't escape them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, listening to them honestly just made me like Disney music more, if that was even possible, because they're so catchy, and I feel like everybody likes at least one Disney song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely kind of agree with that sentiment. That it's funny because I just ended up watching Soul actually today as we recorded this. So the latest animated
I haven't
movie.
seen that one.
It's good, really good. But it's definitely like going back and like hearing like Colors of the Wind. I forgot how such a powerful song that is, and that was fun going through and hearing a lot of like good music, and Yeah, like I kind of said, there's a lot of movies that I don't remember much about or
Yeah.
even have seen, but I
Yep.
know the songs, and I think that's a lot of people. A lot of people, I think, aren't us though, and have seen most of the movies,
I
especially if
know
they're
we're
our
kind
age.
of an anomaly.
Which is kind of funny that we're talking about our favorite Disney songs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel like the best part of Disney songs is like they're always like really emotional but also like really fun.
hmm
Like they're either like one or the
yeah.
other, and I feel like that is kind of the perfect
Yep.
combination.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode on our top 10 favorite Disney songs.
Yeah.
Follow us on our social medias, Twitter and Instagram, at Songs Untold. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a like, comment. What's your favorite Disney song?
Yes.
Subscribe where we have our music, Anna.
If you want to listen to any of the songs we
And we'll
talked
put these
about,
on. We'll put these on the
yes,
playlist for sure.
it'll be on New Old and Songs Untold podcast playlist on Spotify.
And if we forget, it's not my fault.
If anything is late, it was the other guy.
I don't know what we're going to do next episode yet.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. We'll probably end up doing an artist, but I'm not 100% sure. But thank you guys for listening, and have a great rest of your week.